Achievement thrives in quiet not because it hides behind mystery, but because genuine progress needs patience, solitude, and freedom from unnecessary attention. Real accomplishment develops the way life forms underground, slowly, invisibly, and without applause before anything rises into view. It does not seek recognition. It does not crave approval, and it does not announce its intentions. It advances, steadily strengthening its foundation. Long before the world notices, and yet modern culture pressures people to declare every goal, broadcast every ambition, and narrate every step before anything meaningful has been built. People speak confidently about destinations they have never reached, success they have not earned, and transformations they have not yet lived, believing that verbal commitment somehow replaces disciplined effort. But excessive talking often weakens resolve rather than strengthening it. Quietness is not hesitation. Quietness is precision. It is control. It is deliberate focus. When you operate silently, you preserve mental energy. When you stop justifying your direction, you eliminate distraction. And when you allow outcomes to speak instead of promises, you develop credibility that cannot be manufactured. The instant you tell others what you intend to do, your mind receives a false signal of progress. Validation imitates achievement, even when no real movement has occurred. Praise creates a sense of completion before the work has begun, and once that illusion settles, urgency fades. Intensity drops, and determination slowly dissolves. This is why countless ambitions fade away, not because they failed, but because they became comfortable too early. Genuine self-belief is not formed through announcements. It is forged through consistency, solitude, and proof. Silence forces you to produce evidence of commitment when no one is observing, when quitting would go unnoticed, and when excuses would be easy. Within that space, you discover your true character, whether your discipline exists without an audience, whether your desire can survive boredom, and whether you are willing to continue without encouragement. Each unseen effort strengthens internal trust. Every private win reinforces confidence, and gradually belief becomes rooted in experience rather than opinion. Silence also acts as a shield, because not every listener supports your growth. Some project their own fears onto your vision, others doubt because your ambition reflects their inaction, and some discourage simply to protect their comfort. Even advice, given with good intentions, can disrupt clarity when offered too early. Every external voice competes with your inner direction, and concentration is delicate. Silence safeguards that concentration, allowing ideas to mature naturally without pressure, scrutiny, or interference. Advancement is never linear. Progress is uncomfortable, unpredictable, and imperfect, but when everything is shared publicly, every delay feels humiliating, every setback feels final, and every adjustment feels like weakness. Silence gives you the freedom to stumble privately, learn rapidly, recalibrate intelligently, and continue without explanation. Momentum flourishes in quiet because momentum is built through repetition, not discussion. Each completed action fuels the next, creating forward motion that survives doubt, fatigue, and uncertainty. Excessive explanation disrupts that flow. Justification slows, while silence allows progress to accumulate steadily. Over time, the contrast becomes obvious between those who narrate their intentions and those who execute them. One remains occupied while the other becomes effective. One gathers opinions while the other gathers results. And when success finally appears, it carries depth, credibility, and authority because it was constructed in silence, not inflated through noise. There's a unique strength in advancing without announcements, in creating without spectators, and in evolving without applause, because when approval is no longer your fuel, you reconnect with your instincts. You learn to trust your own judgment rather than outsourcing confidence to others. Insight from others has value, but timing is critical, and not everyone deserves access to an unfinished vision early on. Your responsibility is not to impress with potential, but to protect momentum until it becomes tangible. Silence cultivates an environment where focus sharpens, discipline deepens, and distractions lose their power. It allows you to operate without expectation and improve without fear, giving you room to test, fail, refine, and grow unseen. When goals are declared publicly, you place yourself under observation, where mistakes feel magnified and delays feel like public shortcomings, but when work is done quietly, errors become lessons not. Labels and progress becomes personal rather than performative. This freedom accelerates development because attention stays on execution, not perception. History repeatedly shows that the most impactful individuals are often the least vocal during the process. They are absorbed in building rather than explaining, committed to implementation rather than validation, and focused on outcomes rather than attention. They understand that achievement introduces itself when ready, when results emerge. Unexpectedly, they command respect because they are complete, unquestionable, and real. There is no exhaustion from hearing promises, no doubt formed by unfulfilled words. Only substance. Action always outweighs intention, and surprise magnifies influence. Silence also conserves energy because every conversation about future plans consumes focus time and emotional resources. Momentum is fragile and easily disturbed by doubt, overexposure, and distraction. Working quietly allows it to strengthen uninterrupted day after day until progress becomes inevitable. Imagine what becomes possible when you stop narrating your journey, stop seeking permission, and stop searching for reassurance. Imagine redirecting that energy into execution, discipline, and consistency. The most vulnerable phase of any goal is the beginning, when enthusiasm is strong but structure is weak. Silence protects that phase, allowing habits, systems, and identity to solidify before external opinions interfere. When your work is finally revealed, it needs no defense because it stands independently. This is the strength of restraint, the intelligence of patience, and the confidence of quiet resolve. Keeping plans private is not concealment. It is respect for the process. It is understanding that meaningful success does not shout, it advances steadily in unseen moments when no one is watching. And when results arrive, they communicate with a clarity that words never could. Because silence is not the absence of ambition, it is the presence of discipline, and discipline is what transforms vision into reality.